first of all, and I'm gonna say welcome to everybody, and then I am going to cross my fingers. I'm gonna cross my fingers. I think I potentially fixed the problem. I am going to send out the message and we'll move some stuff around, but chat, I think we may have survived. I think we may have cracked the code and we are succeeding. It is the higher bitrate, so you guys are getting a little bit better quality on all platforms, which is wonderful. But yeah, we're chilling. I think I have it on controlled bitrate. It just stays at 8,000. So I've got one last thing to click, but I obviously have the tier list up right at the start. But yeah, it's a I think it's like this tier list specifically, I feel like for me is more important than there's so many strong primaries out there, but I think your secondary choice can be somewhat more difficult to get set up, but if you can get a decent secondary, obviously you can see so many of these are the same. Funky Beam with Encumber, and you'll see it, man. It's what I want to break down is like how they all function differently and how the base stats that they have will put them in different places on the list, even though they are, yes, in the S tier category, which is the top 15 pistols in the game. I did want to make a quick note. Obviously this list is, you know, based on the randomizer and also mostly Archimedia, which is I think an interesting one that like I feel like more and more what I realize is like subconsciously I am kind of ranking these based on like, oh, you know, I don't put it on here, but Incarnons essentially have infinite ammo. Like, because you are so easily charging up, if you're fighting a Legocyte and you need to deal like a zillion damage, then you can just keep charging it, keep shooting it, keep charging forever. Like, it's so easy. So all of these have that power that the, you know, Incarnon everywhere. You kind of have to just show where the power is, and then we'll move down the list and we'll talk about some weapons that are actually more like acquirable to get at like early in the game. There's let me see. I think there's 3. I think Epitaph might be the same, but Kompressa and Ocucor. Obviously Ocucor has an augment that you need, but both of those are at master rank 8. So, you know, you see Incarnons, which is, you know, steel pass circuits. You see Kuva weapons. You see Tenet weapons. But then, yeah, and then the other one that I wanted to mention is a Kitgun. You know, in this category, it is weird to put a Kitgun so high, but it is just the same. It's just a chain beam that... It has a lot of base elements, I guess. It's a plus, but one of them is puncture, so it's an interesting buff. But yeah, you'll kind of see it as we go through it. But I want to start off the list. Like, yeah, the top of the list is the top. Like, you have to put the super OP ones at the top. So obviously, dual Toxocyst Incarnon, you know, still functions off of its, you know, unique buff, which is like when you land a headshot uncharged, you get infinite ammo and all the fire rate buffs, and you get some toxin damage as well. But yeah, in the Incarnon you also get the fire rate buff, and I would assume you also get the toxin damage buff. So like I felt no need for any extra fire rate buffs. I have some buffs for my companion, so I am just getting always sped up is the nice thing. But yeah, like I hated on it for a while. I felt bad about it for a while, but then I realized, like, bro, I just put on steady hands, and I was like, I'm feeling silly. I have to also make a confession, chat. I'm a failed gamer. I didn't grab Prime steady hands. I was like, oh, I definitely have like a couple hours left to grab, and no, he's gone. So I guess I'll wait for Tenocon. That's what I do mostly. It's like, oh, that's a cool Prime mod. Oh, forgot to grab it. Guess I'll wait for Tenocon again. But yeah, I just have normal steady hands, and I was like, oh, that's totally manageable. Like, that's fine. I can deal with that when I'm charging it up. Like, charging it up becomes much easier. I'm like, oh, this is pretty brainless. Shout out Chris for dropping in. Welcome in. But yeah, I definitely think this is an exciting one. you know, just being able to show off secondary encumber. I don't know if we'll be able to show it off well, but we'll have to see. But yeah, number 2 on the list, I wanted to put this here as well. I know this is probably the best pistol bullet MR6 without considering Kitguns. True. I was like, yeah, people clown on it sometimes, but like, dude, I gotta say, like, the top of this list, like with all their buffs and stuff. I mean, the interesting thing is, like, the Atomos Incarnon, because it has the Incarnon form, is built differently. But also, just like, you know, you could just only spam the Atomos normal form, and then it's just one of the best chain beams in the game that you can get early on. So that's true as well. So you can see there's like a group there where, like, yeah, you don't need the Incarnon for Atomos. There's like a section, you know, 7 through like 11 is almost all of your like easy choices. So getting back to it, Lex Incarnon, God, it is just one of the most goofy, you know, it's Archiplasma with a pistol, I guess. It's got that infinite body punch through. It's got this girthy, like, wide projectile. And then it does have a guaranteed impact proc, so all my commenters on the Purgator 1 video. shout out. Atomos Incarnon is super different than the base form. Probably doesn't scale great. It says dude, I will say, all I have is Cascadia Flare, and then it just allows me to have just like the same setup on the Atomos, and then I can just roll up. Honestly, like, that's the thing, is like, I rarely, so what I have learned is, like, the Atomos normal form is like a beam, right? So with certain setups, acolytes can kind of out defense you, like they'll have more damage reduction, so your beams are useless. Shout out Chris and looking good, appreciate it. But yeah, Lex Incarnon just is the other example. So the idea that you can then swap to a super high damage bullet AoE type weapon, like in an instant, I think is incredibly potent. You know, failure isn't a bad choice, but no, dude, that was my thing, dude. I was like, I actually love the idea that the Atomos Incarnon has a super high damage bullet as well that you can swap to. That most of the time you are just spamming an already super strong chain beam with now has really good stats, and then if you need it, you just roll up. But yeah, you can see the most of the list that I have at the top, like Sicarus Incarnate, yeah, just another. It's worse. It has worse damage stats than the dual. Oh my god, it has worse damage stats than the dual Tox. But it is also very easy to charge. You know, it's a burst, but it's basically a full auto, so you know, you're spamming it like crazy. It's just a fucking chain beam. They use flare instead. You get enough base damage. Yeah, dude, I have insane crit stats on the AoE. I mean, I'll show it off in the build, but it is the most hybrid build I'll ever do. It's pretty crazy, but yeah, Sicarus Incarnon, just a full auto. It's the exact same as the dual Tox. It just doesn't have the extra toxin damage. The dual Tox has like slightly better damage stats and like crit damage stats, I think. So, you know, they're like, so I wanted to put Lex there because it's actually fucking cool as shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. The whole point of the Lex is to like not shoot for just long enough that you can be like, okay, that's most of the enemies that are alive currently, and then you can just kind of, you just gotta click twice, and then it's like actually sick as fuck. Like this, you know, this is not a chain beam, but it's a giant wide fucking cone. It's like that one operator amp prism. But yeah, it's just wide. You just run around. It's like the most. It really does feel like a weed cutter. Oh, poor Angstrum. Spamming caps. Oh, dude, I gotta turn off caps protection. What is that, Nightbot? I'll turn that off for the next stream. Maybe I can be a little bit less loose or a little bit more loose. But yeah, Furis Incarnon, it feels like a weed spray. Like you just run around and just like left and right down, like through a crowd. You're like, oh, I'm just like wiping shit. It's just like so goofy. So this is what I mean. It's like, and then also what I love is that these are Incarnon, so they have that built-in thing of like you 90% of the time you are spending Incarnon charges. You are not actually shooting bullets, so you don't really care about ammo, right? And you have Encumber, so like in an Archimedia, you can be the guy who has Encumber. Like maybe 2 people have it. Maybe you're not the only guy, but being a guy who has Encumber, that shows up in an Archimedia, there are certain situations where that is very welcome. Like whatever status you don't like, your squad doesn't have available, like you'll just add that little extra on top of it, and you know you got to get that. That's why condition overload and gun condition overload, I think, are just like so good on so many builds. It's just like that's all it takes is like 3 people with a couple different companions that have that whatever that bond mod is. But yeah, Furis Incarnon just goofy. Again, Laetum a little bit different. I did look. This is still Master Rank 14, so it's still like a prime weapon, I guess, is where you would put that. But yeah, like it's a full auto. I have a very strange build on this. Obviously, it has a couple different choices for the final upgrade, but the one that I chose is like you just need to land like 3 hits that are neither status or crit. Yeah, Atomos. That's the thing, dude. I'm telling you, man. There's only one thing I ever say. If you want to have some fun, if you want to feel it, do a tier list yourself. If you really want to feel it, like, dude, you'd be like, where would I put all these different weapons? You're like, how would I actually judge it? Poor Angstrum. Crush goes hard on so many weapons. Yep. Atomos Incarnate has 7.9 meter range. Yep, that's absurd. Kind of mad. Glaives have had really shit. I'm a little scared to try ask. We already have Angstrum. What's next? Thrag Grenade Omnibow. Oh, I see. Nice. I like that. That's fucking funny, man. Wolf, I love that. I got that. Yeah, what the fuck do I say about the Laetum? It's a full auto that does like a zillion damage, and I have to land. If I have over 100% crit chance, then I can no longer use my final upgrade. That's basically what I'm getting at. So I have a crit damage mod in there, but it's purely for like if I have a frame that has Avenger on it, because I was like, I can't use it with a double crit buff because then I'll probably be over 100, and then you're just like fucked. So Stug Prime Umbrella. Oh, Stug mentioned. Tenet Lens, yeah, Daikyu Prime. I will say, yeah, I've been waiting for a Daikyu upgrade for a while. You fixed the lag? Yeah. From what I can tell, the secret hack, I don't know if you guys have ever tried this. There's one prevailing theory. We're going to move on to Kuva Nukor. It is that I unplugged and plugged back in my Ethernet, or we unplugged and plugged back in the cord in the server. So number 6 on the list, Kuva Nukor. I hope you enjoy that secret hack for you guys. I don't know if you know it. Yeah, I don't know if you're into that type of stuff. Kuva Nukor, an Enervate Funky Beam, so still has the same like built-in status. I'm using the same status effects. Yeah, literally, of course. Yeah, we tried a bunch of things. It was mostly just like restarting and stuff, but yeah, Kuva Nukor. I mean, to have like such low base crit chance, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like with such high crit damage, it's like you save the mod slot. You can like mess around with the stats a little bit. I love Enervate for that. You just don't put in a crit chance mod. That's all you need. Like sometimes that can save the build and also still give you a bunch of extra damage. So that's a maxed out setup. But yeah, Kuva Nukor, so simple. Love it. Still has gun condition overload, so still proccing a bunch of status. So pretty good for that. But yeah, number 7 on the list, Gaze Kitgun. Yep, another chain beam. Wow, chat, don't you just love pistols? Don't you love pistols? Well, that's why they're here, honestly. I have like the setup that you guys see on stream and like that I play most of the time, but like if I'm fighting an Archon, like when I do the Archon showdown, I'm using the Gaze. Anyway, it's like it's a kid gun, which is this weird thing where it's like annoying to get, but also you can get it at any point. So you need, for this build, I think you need Demos and the other stuff. Oh shit, John Toxocyst shared the live. What is dual Toxocyst? Funky beam. Because it's a ricochet. So it's a beam weapon. It's fast enough full auto that it's like the Bursted Incarnon. But it's funky because it'll ricochet. Same with Gaze Kitgun. That shit chains between targets. So it's a beam, but it's more than that. It's funky. King of the Monsters followed? That's sick, dude. That's fire. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate the likes as well. 139 likes. Thank you guys on TikTok. Yeah, oh my god. It's like, okay, so I think you need the like best loader. I'd have to look into exactly what it is, but I know it's kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, you can get it at any mastery rank, but dude, just having a battery operated, you get 85 shots in the mag. That's the thing. It has pretty low crit chance. I think you get up to like 75 or something. You can put so many different statuses on it. You can just... Yeah, exactly. This Octavia Neuroptic mission is so bad. Hero plus Kompressa, yeah. Oh my god. I mean, but yeah, I'm not always using Hero. That's the thing. over enemy. No, so Kompressa is a fun one. We're close, but yeah, like having 85 shots in the mag, pretty high crit chance. And it's battery operated with encumber is pretty goated. And I did swap some stuff around, but yeah, Epitaph, I did end up putting Enervate on this one. I did enjoy that a little bit more. I was like, I am already proccing a bunch of status, and you know, encumber wasn't doing huge numbers, so I was taking advantage of it and just only using the normal fire. I was just only using the tap fire, and if I wanted to kill something, I would just shoot them directly. I would just hit them with the bullet, and then you're fine. Oh my god, it was very, very silly. So easy to understand. The other thing is that it doesn't have a reload, which is this fun thing where you're like praying that you're not running around picking up ammo, because you'll pick up an ammo crate, and I don't have ammo mutation anymore because I would pick up all the ammo crates. Yeah, AOA has 1x crit multiplier though. Yeah, no, that's fine. I was looking. I haven't looked into it. I do have whatchamacallit. I do have Tenacious Bond, and so I don't know if that actually just adds plus 1.2 multi on everything. I don't know if I looked into it at one point. That was my prevailing theory, but no, you're right. Like the crit chance is only for the bullet. The crit chance like the AoE itself, I was like, I could give a fuck. The AoE just procs a bunch of status. It's a great for priming, right, chat? No, I'm just kidding. No, but I was like fully on board with like, okay, if something, I can just click something and they die. But yeah, I mean, dude, the power of this is also that normal Epitaph is still super usable. Secondary Shiver, that's true. That does give, that is like basically more gun CO. Like it functions the same on the, like it doesn't apply to AoEs. I remember looking into that, you know. 450% multiplicative damage increase. Yeah, that's pretty good. But that, yeah, that doesn't apply to AoEs. Yeah, it's just damageable. Yeah, I remember looking into that on the what's the Gamma Core Incarnon? Yeah, it's Gamma Core Incarnon, because like, yeah, Gamma Core procs cold, but then it was like, yeah, it functions the same as gun CO, where it doesn't apply to AoE. So yeah, that was an unfortunate, sad point. But yeah, we're here. Kompressa, yeah. So Kompressa, because each bullet has a slightly varied explosion delay, it'll like bypass the Enervate reset, and you can get some like crazy red crit numbers. Why is it additive with Hornet Strike? That's so cringe. Oh, dude. Yeah, and it only applies to the bullet damage as well. So I was like, interesting. So I should look into whether Tenacious Bond will just add 1.2 multiplier. Enemies take plus 45% damage per cold status. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Kompressa, dude, it's just it has innate viral. That's fucking crazy. It is just a shotgun AoE. Like the bubbles just explode like instantly. You're not worried about it. You're dumping into a crowd. I was I was doing a lot of damage, but it is a little bit of a ammo hog in some regards, so it can be dangerous there. But here we are, number 10 on the list. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, Ocucor at number 11. I will get into that a little bit deeper, but yeah, Atomos Incarnon, one of the only weapons that I can do this, like a hybrid. It's still a chain beam that does a zillion damage because it has built-in fire damage and has like really good stats as well. I just got the Kompressa crafted. Can't wait to use it. Yeah. And the Kompressa just also does a lot of damage. But obviously all the damage is in the AoE of the bullet. So, you know, like gun CO isn't really going to do you much good when the bullet itself is doing like, you know, like not even 1/10 the damage of what the AoE is doing. So, yeah, it's still easy. It's still super brainless at whatever level you have. But yeah, Atomos, I just loved it. And that was the fun thing, is like, not only does the stat spread of the AoE, like of the Incarnon form, actually you are proccing enough fire that, like I mentioned, you can use Cascadia Flare and keep it active. My Siren has Roar and Venom Dose. Yeah. So, yeah, like, I guess the important thing is, like, it's still insanely strong as a, God, how do I, just as a chain beam. I was doing the math, right? You're, like, because gun CO is just, like, also added on top of your, you know, like, gun damage mods and stuff like that. So, you know, like, I was doing the math, and I'm like, okay, if you have Cascadia Flare, you know, that's equal to 4 extra status effects from secondary encumber on top of whatever you would already have. So that was the math that you can do. So you know, for trash mobs and shit like that, Atomos pretty good, but you don't have that encumber. That's correct. Stop spamming caps. Wait, where was the caps? I didn't even see the caps. 2 buffs per frame, 3 for me. That's 9 buffs. 1 from kinship. Oh my god. Yeah, where was the caps? Was it from GG? Cycron number 1 easily, dude. I hate to say it, man. We're almost there, but yeah, this is an important one. Ocucor as well, bro. Ocucor is really, really strong. Very good, easy to use. I'm doing math. Okay. I guess it just deleted the comment. Well, Lua, I'll see if I can turn off caps. Ugly as Atomos till I die. That's the thing, man. That's the thing. I encourage everyone, just for your own sake, like, put together a tier list. What do you think is the best weapon? Which one? Where would you put it? Like, I think Atomos is great, but I do think the conversation about, like, being able to get access to a weapon earlier is important. Like the normal Epitaph, the normal Atomos, Ocucor. You know, so Ocucor, like, chains to other enemies, super strong in, like, normal gameplay. But I take that shit into an Archimedia. There's way too much shit that just, like, you'll run out. As soon as you, like, if you burn your entire mag without killing anything, then it'll reset those tendrils. You know, the augment allows you to keep the tendrils active as long as you're getting kills. So, like, yeah, in, like, normal gameplay, or if you have, like, the correct buffs going, like, I know sometimes you can get lucky in Archimedia, but generally, like, yeah, every time I've taken Ocucor into an Archimedia, that's where I'm like, oh my god, like, it's always so good. You know, you're in a survival, you're just running around, you know. I'm completely out of top 10 spot, yeah. Yeah, and like, that was the thing that made me suffer so much, is like, a lot of these weapons were my favorite, and then yeah, Archimedias show up, and I'm like, oh, easy clap, I get the Ocucor. And it's like, ooh, unfortunately you didn't get the right synergies going, and you didn't get the right damage output going early on enough that you could actually keep the Ocucor going forever. Zocti Prime over most of this. Like, yeah. Zocti Prime is insanely strong as well. I do have it in the A tier. Tenet Cycron. Tenet Cycron number 12 on the list. So the reason Tenet Cycron is number 12 on the list is actually Tenet Cycron used to be number 7 on the list, and the Gaze Kitgun used to be number 12, but I have since swapped them, and that's only because the Gaze Kitgun is also battery operated, but it's got double the mag size. All right, that's the main reason. It's still got a battery, so you still have to wait for it to charge back up for like a split second. You can swap to your melee and chill out a little bit better, but yeah, that was the main reason that I had to bump Tenet Cycron down. Is just 40 shots in the mag, you burn through them real quick, does a zillion damage, but yeah, it'll get you. And then I did want to put this one on here as well. I was thinking also about maybe putting Tenet Plinks. I was like debating, but yeah, just an Incarnon that does a fucking zillion damage as a bullet. It's just a fucking railgun that has a big AoE, and it's all, the AoE is all fire damage as well. So it was a pretty basic setup where I was like, okay, I just pump damage. That's it. Secondary Surge is multiplicated to Hornet Strike. Oh, there you go. Secondary Surge is, which one is that? There's a lot that I just have written off. I don't remember why. But yeah, Sporelacer. Do I have to keep talking about Zylok? I feel like I covered it. You get the crit damage buff, which is crazy as well. So it's just sick as fuck. It does a zillion damage, but number 13 on the list, Chad. Because, you know, when these weapons show up in Archimedia, that's where their list is defined. That's where they're decided, is like when they actually show up like that. Per energy you currently have on ability cast. Oh, for your next secondary weapon attack. Okay, so that's why I wasn't using it. Number 14 on the list, Sporelacer Kitgun. Sucks to have it this low, but you know, I swapped some stats around. You know, I'm still using primed heated charge, but I'm not getting crazy high numbers out of that. I'm almost tempted to sell my dual Tox Riven, but I've been holding on to it for years, dude. I mean, it always depends. It depends on, you know, the community's definition of a god roll, especially for a dual Tox Riven, because that's way up there. Also appreciate the 324 likes on TikTok. Tin Knight. What's the Gaze Kitgun build to rank that high on the list? Purely just a chain beam, really high fire rate, really big mag size on a battery operated weapon. It's also a kit gun, so while it has some parts that require like some farming, you know, you have to level up. I need to see how far you have to level up. I know, well, you actually might not have to level up that high in Fortuna. But yeah, it's purely just a chain beam. High crit. Yep, it's high crit, high status. It's got secondary encumber. And yeah, we'll close out the list at the bottom. So Sporelacer, just an AoE, dude. Just dump the fucking mag. It's got a battery again. It's a kit gun. So that's why I love kit guns for the most part. Having that battery does definitely simplify some stuff. But yeah, Angstrum Incarnate at the bottom. Mod Epitaph for viral and electric. And it'll prime for viral, electric, and cold. Yeah, currently I have viral fire. You know, because of prime heated charge. You also have prime convulsion. I've seen that as well. But yeah, I primarily use fire as the extra side. Conjunction voltage can give you a more multi-shot. Oh, that's pretty good. And then yeah, what do you say about Angstrum Incarnate? It's still a cool weapon. It shoots little orbs, so that's the thing, is it's not like dual Toxocyst Incarnate where it's just like a fucking you know, hit scan laser. Like this one shoots little orbs that chain between targets, so it's a lot slower, but still just does a shit ton of damage. I was thinking about swapping off Encumber just to kind of see what kind of status I was getting, because I was kind of watching, but generally like this guy is also so easy to charge as well that you swap back and forth like it's nothing. So yeah, it's a crazy list. But yeah, dude, I gotta say it, man. The pistols, like the S tier list is kind of crazy, but definitely like when we do the A tier list next week, there's gonna be a lot more kooky weapons. Like, you see some weird shit. So let's start off with number 1 on the list, dual Toxocyst Incarnate. Just a classic. Oh, we've got some abilities to show off as well. Classic setup here. You seen it. Increased base damage by 60, and of course 33% direct damage per status type. That's free gun CO. Yeah, I'm not using on ability cast. Sorry, chat. Ooh, look at that. Negative recoil. So there's some negative recoil. Oh, I guess, does that mean that I just reduce it to 0? Ooh. So I'm easily taking negative recoil. And then, of course, base crit chance. On headshot, more toxin. Kind of interesting. But no, I'm taking crit chance. I'm rocking, dude. Do I have a Riven? I think I do. I think I did re-roll this Riven. I had free viral before, and then I re-rolled it to more free viral. But yeah, this is just viral fire with secondary encumber. That's it. You can see just a shit ton of status chance. 55% chance for a heat proc. 40% chance for a viral. So yeah, I love killing Thrax with this shit. Like, if I actually get to use this weapon, I love just like shitting on anything with it. And I'm really Sporelacer Vermi. Yeah, yep. I'm an MR0, so always looking for new builds. Yeah, yeah. Sporelacer is a classic setup. Sporelacer is like honestly an insanely strong AOE, but as you saw, there weren't a lot of AOEs. Like, the AOEs that were on there were on like a crazy category. So yeah, it's mostly just the idea that, like, if I'm gonna be proccing a lot of status, I might as well have it be effective status. It is overlapping. I also have viral fire on my companion weapon, just because, like, I have too many setups. But I have viral fire magnetic on my companion, so I try to at least have that. I didn't put radiation on there. I was like, no. And also, I didn't have the mod space, so I am like double dipping and technically getting some redundancy. But you know, I definitely think that I need redundancy for when I don't have a build like this. But yeah, I tried a couple different setups. I tried like only fire. I tried like blast damage, but I was like, no, I think pistol acuity dual tox. That's actually not a bad take, because like I don't think you need multi-shot for a weapon like this. It shoots this fast, but we've seen acuity mentioned, I guess. Drink water. Somebody mentioned acuity. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm excited to put out all my builds and to get a bunch of comments like, why aren't you using acuity? It's so much better. Anyway, this Riven is just criminal. Toxin, cold, multi-shot, like, definitely. Oh, and then it does mean that I'm skewing even more towards heat damage. And I've got lower status overall, but still general favoring heat. But obviously the toxin will skew it even further. So definitely think that could be pretty strong. But I am number one. I am number one for not being able to hit headshots consistently with acuity. Yeah. Oh yeah, and don't quote me on these Rivens. Also, steady hands. That should give me 0 recoil, right? It should give me minus 100% recoil, so, or like 110. So yeah, I gotta say it, man. I benefit a lot from proccing a lot of status. Also, well, technically you don't need it. Well, you do need it, because just because I have a 100% chance to proc status, I'm gonna end up shooting 5 bullets every time I shoot. And Encumber has a 24% chance. So that means that the multi-shot is actually giving me still a better chance for Encumber, because Encumber also scales, like, it's an extra dice roll on top of your status chance. So you need to have high status, you need to have a high multi-shot, and then now you potentially have the better dice roll for like always proccing Encumber every time you shoot a single tick of damage, or like a single bullet, like on a chain beam or something like that, because chain beams will give you more status chance. But yeah, on a weapon that actually benefits from multi-shot, like, it means that you can potentially always be proccing an extra status effect, which literally the only goal of that is to be able to more quickly get to every status effect in the game. That's it. You know, on like you know, a Necromech Eximus in an Archimedia, or like on a Scaldra Dedicant Eximus, or like on a Babao Eximus, like the stuff where you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and we're all gonna, 4 players are gonna stand here and DPS this dude, and then I guess we make the survival shorter. There is always the mirror defense secret, but that pretty much covers it. Yeah, you might see a lot of crazy Rivens in this list. I just gotta say, don't say anything. Yeah, this just creates a giant wave of damage that obviously has guaranteed impact damage because it has a guaranteed impact proc because, like, why not? On shield break, that's pretty goated. That'll be happening all the time. What's the other choice? Yeah, with channeled ability. Yeah, fuck off. On headshot, negative recoil and 20% accuracy. Nah, I think I'm fine. I don't think this guy has crazy recoil. So that's just mag capacity, just to charge it a little bit easier. But this one, oh my god, you're gonna give me insane crit and crit damage buff, like just criminal. And yeah, no need for a Riven. Here's what I did, chat. I'm not using Hornet Strike. I'm just using semi-pistol cannonade. That is to lock the fire rate under 2.5. Just in case I use like a fire rate frame, but yeah, we'll always have that 70% chance for a slash proc. It doesn't say it, but yeah, the bullet does have a guaranteed impact proc. And so I was like, okay. I added primed heated charge in there. Obviously, you know, when you just have heat damage, like the primed heated charge is buffing the damage of the bullet, and then also, you know, your fire damage, your elemental damage is added on top of that. Its base is stronger than its incarnate. Oh my god. Yo, this is bugged with acuity. It does negative damage on Lex. God. Can you build a random weapon to be broken? A little bit, but it's more like there's a ratio of weapons that I consider to be good. You know, generally I can make it work pretty well, but I don't think I can make everything work in all mission types. Latron showcase. I have a bunch more pistols to show off, so I can show it to you real quick. You're gonna tell me to use acuity on Latron as well? I want to see how Lex performs. I will be showing off Lex, number 2 on the list. But yeah, super simple to understand. Just, you know, a couple slash procs here and there, a couple heat procs here and there. That's it. Just, I realized that I do love, you know, a status damage build. You know, the idea of like, okay, I have some kind of status effect that's giving me extra DPS built in, and I guess I'll get comments for it till the day I die. Number 3 on the list, Sicarus Incarnate. No Riven either. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, this is a weird one. I love that though. What's the other one? Oh yeah, this one. Times 0. Yeah, talk about. Hey, are you using this one as well? I love acuity, but I don't know if it's worth it on Latro. Are you using this augment as well? Why aren't you doing it, bro? Yeah, I guess I'll take that. Like I said, I've found myself to be either less inclined or less able to land headshots consistently enough to take advantage of acuity in like actual gameplay. That's always been my judgment of like why I don't use acuity and why I have damaging status effects, is like they kind of always exist as they are. Like they always function the way they do. I would 100% use that for Sicarus Prime. Only for the hilarity. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. The hilarity of seeing a bunch of crits with times 0. Yeah, just seeing lots and lots of it and just crying. I will say it's a ricochet. So if you land a headshot, it'll ricochet to another head. So pretty gamer, but yeah, this is accuracy and recoil. So I think this is pretty necessary. Like basically turning it into a beam weapon, turning it into like a straight up full auto. So all these other ones not really necessary. The fact that you can charge it as a full auto is so good. Scourge, yeah, true. I will say, you know, my Scourge build is just what is it? Viral, corrosive, and fire, and that's it, I think. Once again, just a status damage build. But that is the good take, actually. I do like that. But yeah, oh, crit chance, status chance. Oh, you could take crit chance. Oh, interesting. I wonder if let me look at the stats. This is 87%. That's pretty low status chance, but you could probably still choose. I would say you're probably still better off choosing this. It goes up to 44, so it goes up to 132. Yeah, 60%. So it's, look at that. It's way lower. It's way lower than dual talks.
Pazul's assassin.
But yeah, you just want to max out the damage, man. Come on, man. Scourge all fire makes headshots. Yeah. No, that's what I mean. But I shout out Would that be Johnny Z? I hope I said that right, for following on TikTok. Yeah, I do think, I don't know, dude, like the ability to, I don't know, do you still proc a bunch of status? That's been my thing, is like, you can still use like primary crux to proc a bunch of status and then also get a bunch of headshots, so you can get some like, still get some viral corrosive fire action and then maybe work it in somehow. But yeah, I've been thinking about it. Yeah, what do you actually say about it? It's literally the same build as Dual Tox, but this build doesn't change. This is just the stats that you have. You can see the stat spread, but oh, it is like significantly slower, I think, but it's a burst. But yeah, you'll get top 10 non-glaive prime melees without incarnons. I wonder which ones are still good. Yeah, no, I don't know what that list would be. When I do the melee list, you're gonna see it and you're gonna be like, this motherfucker. Also, I don't really need ammo mutation. I realize I should just, I would rather just not put anything in there in the first place. I don't know, man. I don't, like, these guys have infinite ammo. Like, I don't really care. One of them is Reaper Prime. Yep, definitely. Yeah, one of the few just normal ass sides. Yeah, that's Sicarus Incarnon. I hate to say it. And then I'm going to do it to you again. Oh, actually, no, I am. Furis Incarnon. I am going to do it to you again. I like this one. This one's fun. On electricity, or on hitting enemies affected by electricity status. Plus 40% multi-shot for 2 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. This is the actual reason that I got secondary encumber, and I never used it on anything else. I only used it on Furis Incarnon purely so I could get electricity status, because I didn't want to use with overshields, increases base damage. But it's so funny that I had encumber for so long, and it was only like very much later that I realized how, like, somebody put it in a comment and I was like, holy shit, you're right. Nikana Prime, Cronin Prime, yep. Stormburst, so just conjunction voltage, yep. It's pretty sick, yeah. And then this is on headshot. 10% chance for instant reload, yeah. Super gamer. Increased accuracy? Nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. I want it to spray. And then of course the last one. Increased status? Yeah, I think that's all you have. Shots fired with a crit chance lower than 40%. Increased base crit damage multiplier by ×3. Fuck off. Alright, let's look at the stats. 78%. I mean, it's a beam weapon, so it's got a fire rate of 24. And you're spraying that shit, man. You're spraying that shit like a goofy fucking dude. Silva and Aegis Prime can very easily, yep. Can very easily hit damage cap, yeah. Yeah, and Silva and Aegis Prime are just like a sword and shield that have only elemental damage, so they still get the sword and shield combos. Shout out 1234 for sharing the like on sharing the live on TikTok. Thank you. But yeah, they still get the sword and shield combos, so they still get the slash procs, but then it's only elemental damage if you want to do melee influence. So very go-to weapon choice. But yeah, you're kind of nailing it, dude. You're kind of landing most of the go-to ones. Its augment stores blocked damage. Is it for like a single hit? Don't tell me it's for a single hit. Oh, sorry, I did it again. Oh, yeah, look at this. I did take 20% fire rate because I do have steady hands. So I'm shooting a little bit faster, obviously. But recoil you get for a single hit. Yep. Predictable as ever, Lua. I'll drink to that. You can hit damage cap for 1 hit. 20% fire rate. Classic. You'll love it. 20%, that's a buff. That's a bigger buff than you could ever imagine. On headshot, 30% reload speed, whatever. Magazine reloaded when holstered is also pretty cool. And then also gains 60% ammo efficiency while aim gliding and sliding. Weird as fuck. I am reducing the crit chance. I am doing negative 10% crit chance. That is for a specific reason. And that is to be in a safe margin. And here's the one. On hit, that is neither critical nor applies a status effect. 400% damage for 10 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. So, pretty gamer. Oh, Jesus. Is hate stronger than the Magistar? Oh, Magistar is best. It crushes all the... Well, all slams in general, yeah. Yeah, I've been curious to know how they nerf all slams, because like, yeah, currently I use Slamfluence as a way to like nuke rooms with like any like a set group of weapons. Like it doesn't take a lot of power to do it, but Incarnon form here, look at this, chat. The bullet and the AoE do like almost the same amount of damage. They're steady hands once again. It's making the normal fire just easy enough that I don't cry when I need to charge it up again. And then yeah, that's it. Just some damage. I was actually trying to fit in Prime Target Cracker. I was trying to get that in there just in case I wanted to use Arcane Avenger, or just in case it showed up. Yeah, they're going to adapt the radius and damage with the height you slam from. So for big damage, now you'll have to jump very high. That's it? Oh, where did they announce this? I was always wondering that, because I think I heard Pablo talking about that. Slams are easy to use, but he can make the other two weapons really good because of that. Oh, yeah, yeah. Fragar Prime, that's number 6, yep. Orthos Prime and Guandao Prime, yep. Pablo talks on Twitter. Oh, okay, thank you. That's what I was all, so I was appreciating that. But I think that's fine. I don't think that's a big deal, because like sometimes I'm not using 90% heavy attack efficiency. So, sorry, I think I'm done with that build. You see it. It's literally the same build, except for no actual crit chance, right? That's the idea. No crit chance. Just if I get Arcane Avenger, it's a big buff, but otherwise I'm fine. Yeah. Is Boar Incarnon good? Yup. But if that's happening, everyone is going to go to Zaz again. Yeah. Oh, and just spam fucking, what is it? Exodia Contagion. Pablo nerfing slam attacks, but can't rework Limbo. Yeah, the Limbo rework, I think we all know what the Limbo rework is. And yeah, I was looking into it. So the Limbo banish is just a cone. So when you banish an enemy, you banish all the teammates next to the enemy as well. So I had to remember to swap out of it. That's what was happening. I was like, yeah, if you do, I think it's banish into Rift Surge. I don't know if it kicks me out of the Rift, but I think it kicks the enemy out of the Rift is the idea. But yeah, what's up next? We're talking about, what's up, Doc? No, we're talking about Kuva Nukor. Holy shit, we're moving through the list. Kuva Nukor. Number 1 on the list. I don't know why I scrolled, chat. I should have known. Yeah, look at the ribbon, then goodbye. Okay. Oof. 50% heat valence. There you go. Just skewing the heat stats like crazy. That's it. 77% chance for heat. That's it. This is crazy as well. I should have swapped it. Alright, chat. There you go. I hope you like it. Definitely needing prime pistol ammo mutation. Wait. Oh, no. This is an old build. No, this is an old build. What am I doing? That's an old build. Sorry, chat. No, this is the correct build. I was like, wait a minute. That looks nothing like the actual build that I have. No, this is much more correct. Yeah, this is an Enervate viral fire build. That's it. So this is a toxin mod, but it also has heat on it. Isn't that crazy, chat? It has negative damage to Grineer. Ignore that. But yeah, just a shit ton of, yeah, 70% heat and 32% viral. So quite a skew, but yeah, you still proc 10 stacks of viral pretty quick, and I guess still 17% chance for radiation. And in case you guys didn't know, when you do a little bit of Googling on the wiki, you know, when you make one of their body parts bigger, it does count for gun condition overload. It does count. Limbo doesn't really need a rework. They just need to fix the shit out of overguard spam. No, overguard spam, I'm like, without overguard spam, it's like, would it be difficult? Would this game actually be hard? Yeah, but I can't just banish like 20 enemies at once. Does it happen in like a radius? I know it's like a set radius around the thing. But yeah, that was like, I'm pretty sure you were banishing into Rift Surge. And then I was like, I should have just rolled out of it. Omniskiller Prime is very good with afflictions. Yep, true. But yeah, there's a Nukor build. Yeah, just pretty plain at this point. I don't know. It's just like, I've tested a couple setups, and I'm like, generally, when I don't have any types of buffs, That's the type of setup that I need. I think I have to scroll to the bottom for this next one. Oh, I should talk about what the build is. Love tap. Okay, so it's this is the shortest beam range, or the second shortest beam range. So the second highest damage. And then it's the macro thymoid, which here, let's do some Googling. Macro thymoid. Let's see. What does that require? Oh, it doesn't tell me. Kitgun loader. Father. Can I click here? And then it'll take me to the thing. Should we see if we can figure it out? View wares list. Yeah, here we go. Macro acroid. Okay, so thymoid. Oh, shit. It requires rank 1. Okay, so you need rank 1 in Father, and then I'm pretty sure you need like rank fucking 2 or something in Fortuna to get the shit. So I'm telling you, man, like you need rank 1 in Intrati, and then I could go, I don't know, like I'm pretty sure Love Tap and Gaze are like both available really early on. So is Laetum any good? And what does Incarna do? Yeah, Laetum is very good. Laetum is very good. Oh shit. Imagine they make Zaz meta. Yeah, I've seen some boars stronger than the classic Tories. Yeah. It will if slams get nerfed. I've got a Riven on the Latron Incarnon, but that's getting kind of boring. You know, understandable. Laetum is pretty simple. Negative crit chance. Yeah, yeah, that's the criminal setup. But I think we're chilling here. Wait. Oh no, I was just talking about this. Yeah, Love Tap and Gaze, I think are either like rank 1 or rank 2 in Fortuna. So pretty easy to get actually. This is just a toxin mod, so you're not getting the crit chance. There you go. 80% crit chance. Yeah, macro thymoid is still insanely broken. And you use Pax Charge for battery or to convert it to battery, and then you have 85 in the mag. So that's the thing, is it still has insanely criminal stats. And yeah, it's the same build as your boy, whatchamacallit. It's the same build as dual Toxocyst Incarnate. But yeah, I did just recently reroll. I will say the other nice thing is you have Puncture and Radiation as the built-in stats. And Puncture does give you 25% additive crit chance. So this goes from 127 to 152-ish, I guess. So a slight buff there. And then if you have Arcane Avenger, you're adding 45 on top of that. So pretty silly, pretty fun. And I guess actually very easy to acquire in hindsight. Very easy to acquire. A shout out, is that QCE Vira? Appreciate it for following. Where are we at? Number 7 on the list. Number 8 on the list. Epitaph Prime. Ooh, Epitaph Prime. The Riven is, oh my god. I guess I just left it, didn't I? Yeah, I have a good build though. Still, there's the build. It's just Enervate. Yeah, I need to look in here. Let's see if I can just Google it. Tenacious Bond. Let's take a peek. Let's see how it works. Crit damage multiplier is a flat final and follows this formula. Where tier is yellow. Interesting. 1.5 to 2.7. Okay. Flat and final and follows the formula. Okay. So that tier times crit multi. So I think that should put you at 2.2. I guess that would be the theory. Prevailing theory. I don't know, you guys can fact check that. It's the Avenger of crit damage. Yeah, exactly. And then I have Avenger on top of that. Yeah. Number 1, the most stupid melee I can possibly recommend. That isn't... Oh, yeah. Keratinos is goated. Yup. It's really hard to... Distress and Redeemer. Oh, yeah. Dude, Redeemer is like way up there. Number 1, the most... Oh, yeah. Highest possible range of any melee. Yeah, so this should... The Tenacious Bond should actually give you crit damage on the AoE. It won't be a lot of crit damage, but it will exist. I don't know if that it's final crit damage, so it wouldn't take into account prime target cracker. You would only get to 2.2. But then yeah, you're getting some enervate buffs in there, so you know, it's not the craziest. The other thing is that the bullet doesn't even do a lot of damage, so it doesn't really matter, right? It's just it's mostly like if I need to actually kill something, I will do it with the bullet itself, and I can still aim the bullet pretty effectively, but it's only using the tap fire. That's it, just only the tap fire. But yeah, super simple to understand. And also spreading a lot of status as well. You get the blast. Oh, that's not useful. It gives you the cold damage. It doesn't tell you in the stat spread, but it does. And yeah, the Riven. Toxin, cold, puncture, whatever. Oh, I guess puncture is giving you additive crit. Yeah, so puncture is getting this guy to 29, and then I guess you're putting 25 on there, like just as it is. But it doesn't really matter with Enervate, so there you go. Fun little Riven for you. I hope I don't have a bunch of Rivens that are just free viral. That would be a little bit weird. Anyway, Kompressa. Classic, dude. So good. So much fun. Oh, that's not the right build. What is this Riven? Oh, because this Riven is a freebie. So I wouldn't even know what to put in this slot. Obviously, like you can see, the bullet itself, the bubble, does 400 total damage, 427, and the AoE does 8,900. So unfortunately, galvanized shot not really doing a lot for you. But yeah, just Enervate, classic Enervate setup. I should probably put in a higher rank version of that, but as you can see, it's sitting at 11 Forma. I'm really waiting for Ureli Prime. Chat, I've got good vibes. But yeah, you could replace this with whatever you want. I would say you could potentially make you could put in Merciless Gunfight, you could put in Magnum Force, although I don't really want to make it less accurate. You could put in Faction Damage, blah 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 blah. Pistol Elementalist wouldn't be terrible either. But yeah, you just get actually kind of a zillion heat damage. Pretty good ratio. Yeah, Compressive Crime could be goated, yeah. And then finally is a cone. As far as I know, it just sucks and is very inconsistent on whether it hits. Yeah. Trust me, it hits when it needs to, which is like onto me. I gotta get better at it though. I'm just trying to roll out whenever I get into the void, because I'm pretty sure when you banish something, are you just then doing Rift Surge to like immediately bring them back? Isn't that how Rift Surge works? I don't know, you guys can quote me on that, but yeah, that's number 9 on the list, Kompressa. Number 10 on the list, Atomos Incarnon. This one is fucked. Still in the top 10. On shield break, increased base damage by plus 30. That's pretty good. It's complicated. Yeah, I remember reading it and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't get it. I don't like it. Yeah, it's not just I don't get it. It's more like, fuck you. What's still chilling? I love on shield break. That's happening pretty often. Not all the time, but pretty often. Base ammo capacity. This one, I will say, this one is basically, yeah, I'm taking that shit. I just want as much. I want to spam as much as I can in the normal fire, and it is easy. Ooh, it is weird. It is goofy. And then, of course, plus 19% base crit chance on a fucking chain beam is just goated. Like, insanely goated. Okay, and this is just a toxin mod, so there's the build without the toxin mod. You do get more status, you get less viral, so you actually have a higher chance for heat, and that goes as well for the normal fire, but it's just viral heat with Cascadia Flare. Cascadia Flare giving you 480% damage, which is of course the same as, oh, I don't even have Galvanized Shot in here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Maybe I roll a double Riven. But yeah, there's the kicker. Like you're suffering even more, making it not really the same as a normal chain beam. But obviously, like the interesting thing is like the bullet also does a lot of damage. So you are suffering there, but it is kind of nice that, okay, Cascadia Flare is still giving you the same amount of damage as if you were proccing 4 extra status effects from secondary encumber. So it is kind of working that way. Obviously, it doesn't scale up forever beyond that. Surge apply to nearby enemies. And when those enemies die, they bring nearby enemies that are outside their plane into their plane. If they were in the rift, they'd be pulled into the rift. Oh my god. 6 characters from the character limit. GG. Nice. Also, I don't even think I banished you. I think I dashed and opened a portal right on you. Oh my god. That portal mechanic too. Yeah, that little portal. I'm really good at just wandering into those fucking portals. But yeah, there's Atomos Incarnon, number 10 on the list. As you can see, we're going to move a little bit quicker, and we're just doing 5 minutes with each weapon, so we'll get to show off a couple more weapons than usual. Here's Ocucor for you, number 11 on the list. The Riven is fucked. The Riven is free viral again. Damage to infested is whatever, but this was the setup that I landed on. I thought about swapping off Hornet Strike. Hornet Strike is also here just to increase the charge up rate. You just kind of it's quicker to actually get all the things, and that's about it. All the tendrils, like, it does burn a lot of ammo, so you're kind of trying to, I don't know, that's the thing, is I was curious to know, like, I think it might be kind of ammo efficient because you're always resetting to the, like, you know, you're spending a tiny amount of ammo each time, and then you're picking up an ammo crate and not really picking up that much ammo. A shout out A Miracle for saying hi, welcome in. That was over on TikTok, but yeah, Sentient Surge. We gotta actually look at each target eliminated refills 20% of Ocucor's magazine. Status chance and crit chance are increased by 60% for each tendril active. I think there's 4 tendrils. Yep. 4 tendrils, secondary encumber, and then yeah, this is just free viral, so it's still viral fire, but yeah, you can see it's 21 viral and 18 fire, so the stat spread is unfortunately kind of sad, but we are proccing it. And then we've got a tiny amount of puncture. Maybe if we're lucky. We'll see. I try to never cast Banish in multiplayer lobbies because of exactly that. Yeah. The real GG moment for Limbo is Rift Torrent giving Gargantuan. Yep. That was always the thing, is like the Limbo build just does necessitate, like, it does necessitate that you're a little bit ADHD, and I think especially in a squad that can end up with like a lot of rifts all over the place. But I guess technically there's only a few that would affect your teammates as well. That was number 11 on the list. We're looking at number 12, my second most used pistol, the Tenet Cycron. Oh my god. Well, there's your answer, chat. Yeah, here's viral again, the same build. It's got decent damage. It's got decent base damage without a damage mod. Obviously secondary encumber galvanized shot, so you know, the classic setup. That's it. It is silent. That's cool. But yes, this Riven is in fact free viral and then retaining some status chance. So I did put in Magnetic Might because I did realize that just having Magnetic on there gives me 120% extra damage, and then I also get crit damage on top of that. Yeah, Spicy Bunghole. Yeah, this is an ancient. I don't know when I named this weapon. It was a long time ago. I think I renamed. There were some weapons where the name was so long that it made the name like 4 lines long. I think there were a few Tenet weapons in my list that I ended up renaming, and like I think I renamed Tenet Arca Plasmor just to like bounce, and that's it. I wish it was bounce on it. But yeah, it's a 40 shots in the mag with a battery operated. It does recharge like instantly, but it is like 40 shots. You feel it. So we love free viral. So it's viral magnetic heat. That's just like, and secondary encumber. So you are like priming enemies a little bit for your squad, but I don't really know. Like, honestly, I burn through overguard and shields like pretty easily in most content nowadays. Like, I feel like that's pretty easy for me to do. But yeah, that was number 12 on the list. Number 13 on the list is Zylok Incarnon. Oh my god. Now this is a weapon that I actually love and is number 13 on the list. On reload from empty, increase base crit damage multiplier by +1, stacks up to 2 times. So you just dump the mag twice and then you play the game. Recoil and accuracy was pretty necessary to charge it up easier, so I did feel that a little bit, but yeah, it pretty necessary. But I want to also say that the normal fire does do a zillion damage, so The stats won't really reflect it in this screen, but we'll show it off later. And then this is just base crit chance. That's it. I'm stacking a bunch of crit chance. That's it. This is 22% crit chance, but no, I'm taking as much crit as I can get. And that's going to be critical for 168% crit chance. This Riven is absolutely a freebie slot. This is 100 rolls. This could be replaced with anything. You could take faction damage, whatever. This is just a status damage build. This is a AoE that deals only fire damage. That's it. And as you know, the elemental damage of fire damage does actually increase the tick, like the fire tick. So the, you know, landing someone with the bullet, which does fucking 32,000 damage but has a slightly lower chance for fire, is crazy. But yeah, this one, yeah, just 64% chance for heat. So I straight up love doming people, dude. So satisfying. Sometimes I straight up shoot at the ground. I'll just kill trash mobs. I'll shoot at the ground. I don't care, man. I'll do it. But yeah, this is just a fucking laser. It's an explosive laser that does a zillion damage. It's so criminal. So sick. Is the Vasto Incarnate anywhere in your tier list? No. I mean, definitely not that build. Not like the single target. It was close. It was close. I was so close to making it work. It does a zillion damage, but I was struggling with it. So I want to, maybe I'll go back in at a certain point and revisit it. It is like close to being in the randomizer, but no, I didn't put Vasto Incarnate on there. Unfortunately, I don't run around, you know, killing single targets much. I'm mostly spamming a weapon for like general use, and you kind of need to have both. Yeah, here's the Riven. Cold damage, so just a cold mod once again. Interesting stat spread, I will say. 2100 heat and 2800 viral, so not terrible there. But yeah, I will say what I noticed is that the fire procs like were not doing a lot of damage, but I was benefiting from having fire. It was very weird where I'm used to like status damage like giving me a huge buff. I should also mention this is more annoying to get. This is Haymaker and Splat. So to get Splat, which is the highest crit chance loader, you need what do you need? You need rank 4 in Fortuna, and you need rank 3 in Plains of Eidolon so you can get Oroxium. It's super fucking annoying, but yeah, this gun just does a zillion damage. It's a very fast firing AoE that, yeah, just does a lot of damage. For disruption gamers, yeah, brute force. Yeah, that's what I mean, is like, generally when, yeah, I'm like, that's why when people leave comments, I always am like, bro, what kind of content? Do you just play disruption like 24/7? Are you just farming relics? Like, what's going on here? What's the obsession with, like, disruption is like built for acuity, you know what I feel like that's what I always notice is like, yeah, disruption is just line up a shot, do acuity, one shot everything, you know, prime them, strip their armor, and then fucking one shot them, and that's it for, you know, what, an hour and a half, however long a disruption takes. I'm like, is that what you guys are doing? Is that what everybody's doing that's commenting on my videos, is fucking spamming like level cap disruption? Because if so, I guess if that's what's going on, then I may be suffering. But yeah, just an AoE that does a zillion damage. And to close it out, the final one, Angstrum Incarnon, very fun. With overshields, yeah, whatever. With energy over 700, yeah. Both of these make me sad, but hey, there is a potential you might have overshields for a little bit, but yeah, suck my ass. Projectile speed, this is actually necessary. You have to have this. Like, the orbs are fucking slow as shit, and I was thinking about putting more projectile speed. And then this is crit chance, status chance. I did take that. I was thinking about taking critical parallel, but yeah, I wish this gave me more status chance, but I was looking for more status chance on the actual bullet, and that is because this is, of course, secondary encumber plus gun condition over. So this does shoot orbs, so it's like procs status slower, but I did put steady hands in there because it does have quite a kick to the actual AoE. Does the gun CO from the perks affect the AoE? No, it wouldn't affect this AoE of the actual bullet, but obviously this is just a bullet, so it wouldn't affect that. But yeah, gun CO just does not affect AoEs at all. So like for Riot 848, I have a very strange build where I have gun CO for the bullet itself, and then the status that it's proccing is viral fire, so that's innate, and then also buffing the AoE. So weird setup, but yeah, just skewing it pretty heavily. I mean, 5340, not the craziest. Like, I wish it was a little bit better, but I am just favoring more status chance. I'm trying to get more status because obviously, like, it is an actual bullet. So with galvanized diffusion, you are getting to basically 3.9 bullets, almost 4. So that does mean, like, you're pretty likely to be proccing secondary encumber with every orb shot. But I also question whether it works between enemies, like whether the ricochet procs encumber, because with secondary encumber on a chain beam, it will only trigger on one of the enemies on the beam per instance of status effect. So like if you're hitting multiple enemies, then you'll spread the secondary encumber a little bit slower. So I don't know if that's true. I hit 1900 hours on Steam. Oh my god, dude, that's fire. Yeah, I'm working my way towards 10,000. I'm at like 9,500 or something. I'm still grinding every single day. I put in like 80 hours a week. Sometimes a lot of it just in the thing, yeah. Probably still sub 700 in game, yeah. No, that's good. That's good numbers. You gotta get that shit up. But that's the last weapon, so chat. I've shown you the builds. It's all available on my YouTube. I will have time codes up as soon as the video is uploaded. I'm going to sit down and snack a little bit and upload those time codes. And then, yeah, we're going to... It's 8/11, so we have time to show off a lot of weapons. So, very excited for this. You've seen the builds. Obviously, we're just going in with Equinox, just only survivability mods, and we're just going to spam some conjunction survival, and that's it. All right. I've changed some stuff around on my computer. I reinstalled Warframe, and from what it seems, it runs a little bit smoother. I haven't fully tested that, but I'm just figuring it out right now. But from what it seemed, we might survive. But let's see how quick we can charge this up. That was a failure to charge. Oh, we succeeded. Look at this. So I'm looking at the buttery smoothness of it. I want to see if it'll stay at that good ratio, because you know, Equinox does not have a lot of like ability buffs. Ooh, look at that. That looks kind of crazy. All right, let's do it. Let's do it, Chad. I'm gonna actually run around and wait for them to start coming. Oh, I want to see if we get a separate room. Let's see if we can test some shit. So this is why we talk about the brainless gameplay. Ooh, also I love that. I love that energy color. Wow. No, definitely not there. Let's see. Do we get a double arena in the starting room? I do. Nope. That's a failure. So I think the answer is no. I think the answer is no. So unfortunately, we have to enter this arena. Fuck. Ooh, that sucks. Oh, unless it's over here. Nope. Well, there's your answer, Chad. So we have to enter the godforsaken arena. Oh, I'm feeling slow, man. There you go. That's a little bit better. Oh, God. Oof. Well, at least I don't have recoil. But definitely failing to land some headshots. There you go. Fully charged. I see all the enemies here. Let's just start moving down this hallway. We'll let the enemies group up a little bit. Come on, chat. Let's do some herd management. So yeah, definitely on these trash mobs, I'm not really worried about secondary encumber. You know, it's mostly when a Thrax spawns, when a Battlist spawns, like that type of stuff. Alright, now we can probably spam a little bit. You can see left and right, You see it, chat. Maximum gameplay. Okay, beautiful. Oh, my boy. Oh, come on. You just gotta land that one starter headshot. There you go. Chill. Brainless. Now we're fully torqued, dude. Fully torqued, maxed out. Absolute gamer moment. This is top tier. We're definitely going to avoid the middle of that for sure. Ooh, I see a bunch of enemies up here. I don't like that. I will not allow that. So, I mean, so far, looking goofy, man. Yeah, Encumber, don't really foresee it being useful against trash mobs, but still nuking pretty easily. I will say we're probably getting a pretty high viral ratio, so it's nice to get a couple heat procs every once in a while. A prime heated charge coming in clutch. Oh, dude. Just too easy. Oh my god. I'm telling you. I can just sit back and relax a little bit. This feels a little bit goofy, man. This feels I'm kind of loving it. Dude, also I was thinking about it. I was thinking about trying out a Sporelacer build, which is like blast and toxin. I don't know if that build would work. That's the build that I have on the Sporelacer primary, and I'm curious to know if I could make that work a little bit better. Man, who thought 20-minute survival for a single Octavia part was okay? Oh my god. How does Octavia work? Oh my god. I remember doing that so long. Are you talking about normal Octavia? Alright, chilling. Gaming? Bro, why aren't they shooting at you? Because they're dead, dude. They're dead. They can't do shit to me. Why aren't they shooting at me? Because they just saw me, fool, and they're dead. They don't know shit. I'm playing at max gameplay. They're like, oh, we just spotted him. Yeah, look at this. You don't have time to react. What are you talking about, man? They're dead. They're not shooting because they're terrified, but they're shooting a little bit. I'm just not really like taking any damage either. Like maxed out gameplay. I only need her and Cuervo for MR. Holy shit, that's fucking poggers. Oh, you only need them for MR. No. I thought is that like the last one left that you need, or I know somebody. I think it was Tatsu, but maybe Tatsu is. Maybe Tatsu is. Yeah, last frames. There you go.
Look out for troopers.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I was hoping for. Where is this motherfucker? Where's this stupid son of a bitch? Get out of here, man. Ooh, dodging the battle is like a pro. You see that? That laser could have definitely fucked me up, but yeah, getting hit a little bit more, but you know, still chilling. Still gaming to the max. Still feeling maximum goofy. There you go. Perfect. Excellent. Perfect. Chill, dude. Chill. Just relax. Take it easy. Woo! I'm telling you, man. What are we at on KPM? 468. So we're a little bit under. You know, we're not at 100 KPM.
If you need to leave, extraction is ready.
We are suffering a little bit there. There's the Thrax done for. Alright. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can do this without popping a life support charge. Oh, we just burned it, but we still killed him. Oh my god. What was that, like 5 bullets left? Okay, that's not terrible. What do we end at? 496 at 5 minutes and 24 seconds. So it's not the worst. Obviously, it's pretty close to, you know, 100 KPM. You know, we're just using Equinox, so we have nothing but survivability mods. The only buffs we have are the buffs that are always active for my companion. I always use Worm with the same buff, so you know, Worm is providing viral and fire and magnetic, and Worm is also providing reinforced bond and tenacious bond. So that's just on all of my builds. Worm also gives me negate, which just removes a status effect every 5 seconds, so super useful for that. But yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, I also think that was completely unbroken 120. I don't know if that was true, but seems like we were running way more efficient. So chat, maybe that is all I needed. Could you just as easily do the caches from Lua Exterminate for the Neuroptics? Yeah, for some reason Octavia's Neuroptics are rotation C on a survival at like a 20% chance. Oh, I see. Woof. Was that when Lua was released? Or like was that when was Octavia released after? Was that like a follow-up update to Lua? I don't think I was around for that. I don't remember. Quick swap. Oop, nope, not that. Quick swap. Lex Incarnon Gaming. Top tier gaming, chat. Let's do it. Oop, sorry. Excuse me. One more time. And then we're back in. Lex Incarnon. You've already seen the build. Let's do it. I did the quest so long ago. I have no clue. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I remember. Is I was like, oh,
Each enemy is
Octavia
more powerful
Prime
than before.
is released at a similar-ish time to Tarot, and all the frames that I know were out when I started the game. Like, I started during Plains of Eidolon, which was 2017. So yeah, I'm approaching. Chat 2027. You know, I'm gonna look at when the Plains of Eidolon update came out, but 2027. Yeah, that would technically be my actual 10-year reunion on Warframe. So if you guys are ever curious, I remember watching. It was a dev stream. It might have been at TennoCon. I don't know exactly, but I remember watching it, and they were like giving out something for free. I might have gotten like Soma Prime or something that way, and then that set me off for the rest of the game. Once I got some of that free shit, they used to give us some good. I got like Ash Prime somehow. I think I remember, but yeah, this weapon is the most goofy. Like, if you want the feeling of a goofy goober, like, this is what you go with. Just down a fucking hallway, man. Down a fucking hallway. Do we get the double spawn? Is this the dreaded, super maxed out double spawn? We might have gotten lucky. It shouldn't be this room, not that room. Or did we just get a bunch of hallways? A bunch of hallways with nothing at the end of them. Bullshit. Bullshit, I tell you. Yeah, just down a fucking hallway, man. Just goofy as hell. Actually, the coolest. Like, you know, you put dual tox at the top because it has that level of like broken DPS, but this shit is gaming. Lex plus Ureli is nuts. I'm so hyped for a prime. Yup, exactly. Yeah, Ureli's bubbles is like, I think, the highest damage vulnerability of any Warframe ability. Like, there are some damage vulnerability effects that are pretty fucking low. You know, like Corvex's damage vulnerability is like dog shit. It's like nothing. Makes me sad. But, you know, the Wrecking Wall does have the ability to strip armor as well, so it's pretty gamer for that regard. Easy clap, fully charged. And back at it, down a fucking crowd. As always, like, primed heated charge for the heat damage is like insanely fucking good. It's just like top tier classic shit. Like the most straightforward shit you've ever seen. Double damaging status effects. Like the idea that I'm not ever changing my build. Like it's just slash and fire against any weapon.
This would be an
And that's it.
place to deploy it.
With gun condition overload, obviously. So if you need to shoot an enemy a second time, then you're doing that maxed out damage. So it's just criminal, man. You're incentivized to just tap it every once in a while. Shout out Max for dropping in, dude. Welcome in, Max. Welcome in. Dude, I'm hyped. This Friday, I am doing the Soulframe weapon tier list. I have leveled up every weapon in the game to 19. I'm working on a couple weapons, getting them to 30, but because all of them are at 19, I get 4 combat arts for each weapon, so pretty good. Holy shit, 200% damage already on the what? Yeah, that's 100% ability. Yep, exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't even have. I had like barely any ability strength on my build. I barely maxed it out. You do have to spam the bubbles a lot. Is the thing is obviously each bubble only affects one enemy, and you need. You know, there'll be 15, 20 enemies. You shoot out like 4 bubbles or 5 bubbles each. So I do feel it in that regard. So it's a little bit balanced because of that. And that the bubbles have to like spread to enemies. I need to watch that. Yep. Appreciate it, Max. And the goat. Yep. The shout out, Max. We had a great conversation. I was like laying in bed. I was having a lazy morning. We were having a conversation about Soulframe. I was like, the first, like if you do a lot of content and you don't have like the first couple levels in your pact and in your a weapon, then you really do feel it. So I felt like that was important, and it was good. Well, maybe not good. Good isn't the right word, but it was important to hear that echoed through Max. That like, yeah, if you're not really like, if you don't really have decently high level, like you want to be about 12, 15 maybe if you're lucky, but definitely over 10 will give you enough power boost to go in. And the pact especially, like being able to put extra points into the different like stats, like putting more stats, like if you have those extra abilities on your pact, it means you can put more stats into like courage, which will give you melee damage, which, you know, you can see reflected if you go to your weapon stats. That like if you have, for example, I was just playing the Royal Tines, which is the tier 3 dual dagger, and that weapon has triple scaling towards spirit. But so normally my setup would have been 30 spirit and like 10 courage, but if I went 25 spirit and 15 courage, I actually got more melee damage because of course, like melee damage or courage does increase your melee damage, which they don't really like explain. And the same is true for like the Odiac and for the bow. Like thankfully the bow is a ranged weapon that scales off of grace, which is the ranged damage stat, but like for the Odiac, that thing scales off of spirit, and I'm pretty sure if you put some points into grace, you'll get some more damage out of it because it is technically ranged damage, right? So it's like shit that they don't explain, but you see reflected in the stat spread when you swap your stats out. So yeah, the bow is awesome. What's your, yeah, like the, I don't use the splinter effect a lot. I don't find it very useful or necessary. I find I actually get more DPS from just like shooting them in the fucking face and just landing more shots overall. But I do think Splinter is very cool, and you can build into it, and it does have certain uses. Like Splinter is very useful for the arrow rain. Like if you put like just 1 point into more arrows for the arrow rain, then like if you have a shielded dude in front of you, then you'll put a bunch of arrows in his head, and then you can splinter all those arrows, and it'll still deal stagger damage. So it's pretty good. Been pasting stuff. I don't think I heard you comment in the Discord, by the way. Yeah, let me see. It's 27. I got certified for free. Oh yeah, no. So I'm not complaining. No, I think that was the exact same time. No, I think I missed that. Sorry, Lua. Apologies. No, I think that was the same time. Like, I got Saren Prime for free. I got Frost Prime for free. Sorry, I'm yapping too long. The mission was already over. I gotta get out of here. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted there, but yeah. Had to yap a little bit about Soulframe, but yeah. Get me on that Soulframe topic, dude. Yeah, so I will be doing a tier list and doing a showcase of each weapon, and it'll be a lot more even. I'm thinking I still will I'm still going to go into the Glades, because I'll be able to level up and also showcase the actual weapons themselves. So I think that's my goal, yeah. Should I hit 10 mil? Oh, 7.5. Oh, yeah. Well, you will hit 10 mil. Yeah.
What you have learned here.
It's not a question.
Well.
Yeah, if you're questioning it, then you're not understanding it. You're not understanding the implication. There is an inevitability. I mean, depends on where your lenses are. I have lenses all over the place, so I start leveling up shit wherever. You can see I have a lens on. I run Madurai most of the time. Oh, that's true. Yeah, and I guess if you don't have any extra lenses. Oh, man. Did you buy the Vosphine and all that shit? Did you buy the poster and all that shit? Oh, here. That's why I didn't see it, because I had the tier list pulled up. I have to move some stuff around so I can see it. But I think the game is running better. That's number 2 on the list. Lex Incarnon. Let's talk about number 3 on the list. Sicarus Incarnon. Oh my goodness. 828. So we have time for like 7 or 8 weapons. Oh my fucking god. You see how they treat me. Rebecca always knows how to treat me right. Thoughts on Chroma Prime? Chroma Prime is goated. I have a very high duration build on Chroma Prime. Also, 2,000 likes on TikTok. Holy shit, I totally missed that. Thank you. Chroma Prime, what do I say about him? Chroma Prime has a better version of Vigorous Swap. So Vigorous Swap gives you, like, it gives you bonus damage for 3 seconds when you swap gear. But if you have a high duration build on Chroma and you use the Toxin effect, then that shit is like 7 or 8 seconds. And then that means you can, like, also use Wrathful Advance. So what I only use Chroma as like a Wrathful Advance spammer, and it's actually a situation where I use a swinging influence weapon, and it goes insanely hard. So I'm excited to play more melee weapons, just because like we are ranking up some melee weapons, and You know, we'll be at a good margin in no time. You know, I could spam a little bit of Cotopathesis, but that would be far too broken. Much, much, much too broken. So for now, just only using Sicarus. And you can see just down a fucking hallway. Just goofy as shit. Silliest shit you've ever seen. I mean, come on, man. And yeah, it's a full auto, so you're proccing a zillion status effects, which in turn means you're proccing a zillion encumber effects. So still pretty chillin'. You're dumping the mag, but then just charging it so quickly. Look at this, man. When are they going to add being able to just remove lenses? I'm about 3 hours into getting this piece, and I'm buying Octavia from the market. It's looking pretty tempting. Dude, I will say that has been a thing that has saved me about the randomizer, is I find farming stuff to be much easier. Like, I also have thought that I should be potentially farming more stuff at a Krithis and picking up some stuff weekly. I don't know. I'm debating that currently. I don't really play a lot of Taviri, and yeah, it's just I've found that being able to swap up my build and have some fun with it has added to the gameplay quite a bit, and I do enjoy it. Like, excuse me for the burp, but yeah, it's just goofy as fuck. I feel like we have a double arena. I feel like we have a double spawn. Also, yep, we do have a double spawn. Gaming, look at that. I can sniff it. I can just sniff it out. This is beautiful. Yeah, let's start going down a crowd. Oh, it's just goofy. But you can kind of see, it's got a little bit lower damage, but it is insanely easy to charge. And that's why I think is like you dump the Incarnon form faster, but then you can charge the Incarnon form faster, so it's a simple trade-off, but yeah, you can just see how fucking, oh my god, it's just too many bullets, man. Way too many bullets. Just keep moving though. Just keep cruising. Yeah, we haven't even really looked at the KPMs either, so you know, you can kind of see it. I will say, like, these guys just stack up like crazy. Yeah, I should do that, lol. I've been just going Titania so I can at least get corrupted mods. I do this. Oh! Wait, like, wait, you're doing the... Is this like a Lua? Oh! Wait, do Octavia parts, like, drop from a bunch of weird missions? I don't remember now. Now you're making me curious. Alright, chillin'. Looking good. We got a little bit of a frame rate drop, but not terrible. I think these guys need to die, so my boy needs to get charged up real quick. Come on, man. All these guys need to die. Goodbye, goodbye. Perfect. Beautiful. Ooh, maybe they were getting a slight buff from your boy. Ooh, look at that charge. The classic charge. Elegant as fuck. Look at this max gamer moment. Woo! Doggy. Goodness gracious. Yeah, it's like, dude, chill. It's like relaxing almost. There's a level of power that, you know, you get any type of synergy going. And they are already the most maxed out weapon in the world, but now they are giga max. They are cruising like crazy. This is just sexy, man. This is what Warframe is all about. I'm using Equinox. I'm not even getting damage reduction from my arcane. Like, I'm just not even getting shot. Oh, just a fucking crowd like it's nothing. Just goofy, man. Straight up goofalicious, man. Seriously. Woo! Doggy. Damn. Nice. Keep it up. Alright. And then all I need is quick charge up. Where's the Oculus? I need that Oculus in there. I love testing against Battleists now just because, like, you won't get headshots when they do their laser beam. You have to fucking kill the laser beam instantly. Yeah, spamming pretty easily. I'm nuking, you know, not struggling really. Ooh, 400. Ooh, so we're slowing down a little bit. We're not at 100 kpm. So yeah, there's a metric, I guess, comparing it to dual Toxocyst. Okay, there's the Battlist. Okay, Battlist is gone. Nice. There you go, chat. Woo! Goodness.
But if you need to leave, extraction is ready.
Oh, I just... it's rare. Like these guys can potentially show up in the randomizer, but in the end, when they show up in Archimedia, I do snag them quite a bit, so they rise very far. I think all her parts should be Lua puzzles. That would make the most sense. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I don't even know how you get them. I guess, do you get them from the Lua survival? Is that it? It's on Deimos. Oh, Deimos. Oh, okay. I see. Oh, that's super fucking annoying. Yeah, Orokin Derelict survival. That's annoying as shit. Oh, my little friend is dead. How unfortunate is that? Oh, and a bunch of corrupted ancients spawn. Oh no, we're chilling. I should just do this. Oh, and I'm gonna just wipe Malice as well. Oh god. Did I put it on my operator? That's fucking sick. I think Malice bubbled my operator. Also, bro, look at this shit. Are you kidding me? Just like right at the 5-minute mark, everything on planet Earth spawns. I hate this fucking game so much. Alright, where's my boy? My silly guy is dead again. He's feeling so fucking weak. Okay, he's back. Where is Malice? I'm trying to find Malice in the crowd. There you go. Come on. Get the hell out of here. How the hell are you? There you go. Goodbye. Sorry, Chad. I'm telling you, it's different stuff. I was feeling the FPS there, but we were at a consistent margin. So I think Warframe is actually utilizing my GPU properly. It is just truly getting bogged down quite a bit. So spamming like crazy, 6 minutes. Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. Jesus Christ. What do we end at? 500. So yeah, 500 in 6 minutes. So, you know, slower than 100 kpm, but I feel it. Ugh, yeah, God. And yeah, infested, like a normal infested survival sucks ass cheeks. Wait, I missed something.
This is good.
Want to buy Valkyrie Prime? No, I have Valkyrie Prime. Wait, Poppy, is that a fresh cut? Dude, I do it every Sunday, so it does look nice for quite a while. And even when it grows out at like the same length. So it is pretty nice for that. But I think we are running more efficient. I think I did solve the frame rate issue on Warframe, so we might be better off there. Number 4 on the list, Furis Incarnon. It's 8:36, so we've got quite a bit of time left. And yeah, we have not had a single frame blip or anything. We've been chilling the whole time. So I can potentially move this down. And then move this up. Alright. Let's do it. Let's get going. Swamping. That's it. Equinox Prime is now like one of my most used Warframes. Like purely for this reason. That I just, you know, buffs or like defensive... Excuse me. Yeah, I guess defensive mods is the right word. Like, I don't have any external buffs from the Warframe. It's whatever I would always have. Oh, I think I missed that. Golahanad. I missed that. Golahanad followed on Twitch. I don't know if I got an alert for that. I might have totally glanced over that. That was 20 minutes ago. So apologies for that.
Honor them with quick deaths.
Maybe I'll have to take a quick peek and see if it's working properly, but... yeah, apologies for that.
Neural Sentry is attempting to purge
Alright, keep
you
moving.
from this place. Stand by for life support.
Chroma is live, laugh, love at this point. Yep. Alright, let's do it. Let's fucking be the Weed Whacker.
Tonight at 7, the Weed Whacker. You don't belong here.
No, please don't whack me. Do I need to line up more enemies for this shit? Come on, man. I'm feeling like a goober right now. I'm feeling insanely silly. I need to be looking at more enemies apparently. Fuck. Also, I don't think I mentioned it, but each bullet has a guaranteed fire proc. I will always proc fire. It just has that. Oh, you fucking piece of... This guy grabbed it. This guy's dead. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my companion's dead as well. Chat. Don't worry. I'll make it through. I gotta buck up. I gotta start acting serious. Companion's back. We're chilling. Let's retain some more health and then we should be chilling. I've realized that I can swap to operator and kill a bunch of shit as well. But yeah, let's just try and run around and spray. We're still chilling at 100, so I'm feeling it here. We're looking good here. So I did test some different setups to see like what was the most efficient in terms of frame rate, so glad to see we're still over 100. So I think we should be chilling from now on. We're maxed out gaming. I finally have MSI Afterburner starting, like opening on startup, and I think that helps as well. So, oh god, keep charging, nice and easy. Woo! Yeah, it was like, oh, you just click the button, I guess, and then I looked in the settings, and it was like start on startup, and I was like, ooh, I guess I wasn't using it at all. Okay, that's fine. So, for now, look at this, man. You just gotta like move a little bit quicker. I do kind of hate the fact of not having the most enemy density, but yeah, you can see it. It's still very, very goofy. Just exactly what you want to see, and it is making me realize I've got to grind more Omnias, dude. I've got way more Omnias in store. I've got to start spamming Riot 848 like crazy, but yeah, I've got the Codas available. I was thinking I might just always have a Coda available, or like always have a Lich, although I think with Liches, I can do that shit like real quick. So generally Liches are just boring as fuck, but Coda I can actually like play on Steel Path and have some fun with it. So I've thought about just like having a Coda active forever and just always having that to play in the background if I don't want to do Omnias or something, that I can just kill a Coda and hope that I get all the different cosmetics or whatever, and honestly not even bother with it. But yeah, honestly Codas are pretty fun. Yeah, that's what I felt, and like the farming of it is very easy, and you know, like it's nice to collect a lot of live heart cells, although you might not need it. Although it would be nice in the future if they added more weapons for you to already have like hundreds of live heart cells for you to, you know, get the weapon you want and then get the correct element as well. So, or like the correct total elemental bonus. So pretty good for that. 267 at 3 minutes. So we're slowing down a little bit. But yeah, it's still a decent margin. You can see the life support is still consistent. So, you know, in terms of like testing it against trash mobs, this is a pretty decent way to do it. And you do get the Thrax as well. So this is kind of why I like Conjunction, because, you know, it shows up as an Omnia. So it's a mission that I do play a lot. Should be able to get Elemental Vices with live heart cells, that's true. Dude, but honestly, I have no other use for Hex Standing. Like, the fact that you can get Kuva from Flare, but it costs the fucking beating heartstrings or whatever, and you need like a shit ton of them, and you don't even get that much Kuva. I was like, fuck off. I am not farming this shit. That seems cringe. I guess you would... Like, I did it solo, and I got completely obliterated, so I was not having a good time with that. So I was definitely on the side of like, nah, I'm good, I won't do this shit. But it was making me think if I would have some fun doing it in a public squad and just having some fun that way and doing a couple chill rounds. But yeah, you don't really get a lot of shit. I want them to give me evergreen rewards. I want them to go into all the factions and give me a reason to keep farming standing. Like in Trotty Laboratories, it's just the weekly Archon shards and then melee arcane adapters. In the Zeramin, you can get 5 Void Plume Pinions a week. As long as you get 5 Void Plume Pinions a week, you can get 35,000 Kuva a week. Very passive farm. You never have to play the Zeramin. You never have to kill a single angel. You just buy Void Plume Pinions from Yanta, and you have like infinite Thrax Plasm and stuff like that. Like, I'm actually doing Void Cascade as an Omnia, so I actually still have the ability to do that, but come on, dude. Get the hell out of here. Straight up, how the hell are you? You do not belong here. This is not where you belong. What is that? Kuva is really the only evergreen reward. Yeah, that's what I mean. And what I'll say is, like, in the end, I have been playing for so long. I have an insane amount of Rivens, and that's all that I do is just Kuva. Yeah, it's Kuva and Rivens and getting extra Rivens, and like usually what I'll do is I'll buy unrolled Rivens, and that'll be about it. And then I'll roll them like crazy, just to hope for something good. All right, that should be perfect timing on that. This guy needs to go bye-bye. I say this guy needs to go bye-bye. Easy clap, Dr. Gamer. And you're out of here. Oh, and my boy's dead. My silly little guy is cooked. Cooked beyond belief, chat. He was just goofy as hell. Aren't you just feeling silly, man? Nice. 544, easy clap. Yeah, look how simple that was. It is kind of weird. As we move lower down the list, we're going to be playing these in the Omnia, so they will be more difficult. It's 8:45, so we should have time for 2 more weapons. Oh, look at that. We'll have time for the Laetum and the Kuva Nukor. We should have time for both. So, in terms of a showcase, this is a goated one. This is top tier. I don't think it was much faster than the primary list, but yeah, I don't think we had any frame loss. I don't think we slowed down in terms of FPS. I think this is about as good as I could ask for. So.
You exist to strike.
Potent power. That's what I love to see.
The lesson ends.
But I am patting myself on the back. Yep. Definitely patting myself on the back. Yeah, besides maybe selling arcanes, which isn't even very lucrative, the standing is kind of yeah. True, I don't need a lot of extra arcanes, but I was thinking that like I have a lot of Phosphor that I can burn, and now I have a bunch of arcanes, but I try not to burn. I try not to like worry too much. Like if I can farm it, I'll farm it. Like I need to farm Jade. I need to play a bunch of fucking Ascension. But yeah, let's do number 5 on the list. The Laetum, my 4th most used pistol in the game. For a reason. I intentionally use this weapon a lot in certain situations so that it's high enough on the list that it won't exist in the normal randomizer. Like the Agrit, if you've seen that, it's maybe Agrit, but I don't think that's how you say it. That would be a weird fucking way to say it. But the Agrit, that's how I'll say it. That does that. You don't even need to farm Cavia standing either when EDA and Netracell gives you enough. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if you just do well, so in the past, if you did Elite Deep Archimedia and then you did 3 Netracells, that was enough in Trotty standing. But now because of Temporal Archimedia, you are lacking some of that. So, you know that you're getting a little bit less in Trotty standing, but it takes like nothing to get to that standing. So yeah, it has pretty. It doesn't really have a lot of incentive for you to go in with a lot of extra time. What I will say is like what I farm is melee arcane adapters, because you can just get that with standing, and standing is just a daily limit. So at a certain point, if you don't have enough melee arcane adapters, you just don't have enough. But that only really matters if you have a shit ton of weapons to deal with. Like most people get melee arcane adapters really slowly because they build melee weapons really slowly. You know, they're not like putting together 50 million builds for all the exalted melee weapons all at once. Like it's not normal for someone to be like me and just burning through melee arcane adapters like crazy. You know, there was a time where I definitely added all the melee weapons to the tier list, added all the melee weapons to like the viable list. But yeah, if all he's doing is scaling the damage based on how high you jump, then I don't care. Like if all he's doing is nerfing the dude that's like tapping jump once and then slamming immediately, I'm like, good, fuck you. Yeah, oh, you're nerfing your setup? Suck my cock. Good. You're annoying. Just just like, yeah, we get it. You have 90% heavy attack efficiency. Like, fuck you. Good. I'm fine with that. I try to not do that in the first place. And if maybe they potentially make it more powerful if you jump higher, so it's like maybe they'll actually buff it in a certain way and only nerf it for the people who use it in the really cheaty way. And like, good. Oh yeah, you're crying. Oh, I hate to say it. That sucks, man. That really does. I definitely feel bad for you. Can't you tell? You know, it was the same. Like somebody left the comment. Only the true sandboxers run out of adapters. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Welcome to my channel. In case you didn't know, I ran out of arcane adapters. I had 16 arcane adapters, and when the Melee Exalted rework came out, I ran out. And there was a time period where I would log in and do Entrati standing every single fucking day for like a year, so that I could put a melee arcane adapter on every single melee, literally every single melee weapon in the game. So yeah, if you're wondering who the sandboxer is, if you're wondering who the guy, like the simplest circuit player you've ever, like a guy who shows up to the circuit and every single time it's a joke. Every single time it's the most broken loadout you've ever seen. That's like every elite Archimedia will offer something good. That's if you want to meet the sandboxer. I had all 11 of them up in smoke. Yeah. I had that. I had all the Coda weapons as well, and I ended up needing like a couple extra that I had to farm with daily standing on top of that. So yeah, I had like 16 in reserve or something. I don't know. It was some crazy margin. And then slowly but surely I burned through it all like a fucking madman. Yeah, on that first day, just like burning all of them to put the arcane adapters on, and then God, there's just always more. There's always an extra one. You're like, oh, this one too. Yep, definitely that one too.
You will be cleansed.
I goosh goosh goosh. So you're at what, 1 heavy attack efficiency? Even Vossfer is an evergreen. Dude, I just got a second Sporelacer driven the other day. Oh my god, that's good. Dude, honestly, I really Sporelacer is one of those weapons that I was totally fine with not having a ribbon for. Saving Vossfer is probably the best way to get new arcanes. Yep, true. Yeah, I only do my standing there like twice a week. Dude, I still need like 40 Forma for my Coda weapons. Yeah, I finally crafted enough Forma to finish up all my Codas, so I'm good on that. I'm ignoring YouTube chat again. Keck, dude. I wish there were time codes so I could see how long before you got all wound up about it. Like, what is the timer for ignoring YouTube chat? That's my question to Sir Lua. The only time I heavy slam is to get a lot of kills for leveling up weapons. Yeah, that's the thing, is like I like having 50% heavy attack efficiency because it means that I have to fucking wait for the heavy attack to charge back up. I'm not spamming the heavy attack all the time. Yeah, you might. And also, like, that's part of the gameplay loop of a fucking heavy slam. Is like, dude, you need to hit like 10 enemies with the slam to actually like make it effective. Because you need like that insane ratio of like amount of status that you can proc per slam. Like, that's the basic idea. Yeah, it's so important.
But if you need to leave,
so like, yeah, I mean,
extraction is ready.
apologies for getting on the yap train a little too much, but I'll catch up to chat, don't worry. Somewhere strange. Whenever I hear someone have problems with slamming their they're spamming Torrid, yeah, 7th Reap, yeah, oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I showed up. It was so funny. Every once in a while, I'll show up in an Archimedia and I'll see somebody like that, because that's like the last time that I actually really play with a squad and it actually matters and you get to see some crazy builds. Because, yeah, the people who show up in an Archimedia actually have pretty goated builds. Like, they actually have good ratios of powerful weapons and loadouts, so they're usually pretty goated. But, yeah, it's always the fucking heavy slam spammer, you know, I had the Gara 1 spammer recently, and yeah, he was doing dog shit damage. Like, I was doing fucking like 80% damage in the Legasite capture, and then I was doing like 80% damage in the exterminate and the defense. So I was like, God, the builds I've seen, man, you play for long enough, you're like, damn. But I feel it, man. I enjoy seeing it in Archimedia for a reason. That I think Archimedia is always so stressful. Also, what was that 440? It's a little slow. Yeah, 440 at 6 minutes. So I guess I slowed down a little bit there at the end. Maybe the charge up was a little bit of a suffering point for the Laetum, but yeah, you can see definitely still has the goofy power. Like, if you want to get some more kills and get those numbers up a little bit, yeah, 473 at 6 minutes. You know, so not the worst. You know, allowing it to fail, but. We've got one more round. We're going to show off the Kuva Nukor. No, that's a fun one. Gara has no line of sight. How the fuck are you not at 100% damage if you're spamming Shattering Glass? That's what I mean. It was a trash build. But yeah, I mean, Gara is one that I don't use melee influence on. But yeah, I honestly think that, like, sometimes influence doesn't exactly work the way you want it to. Like, in an Archimedia especially, like, I find myself not being able to rely on my existing builds as much, and I find that's really important to understand as well. It's like, you know, Gara is a unique example where Gara, obviously holding down the 1, like, it's all slash damage, so I kind of built around that, and I have a similar setup to a couple of other weapons that I've showcased, where it is like a status damage build that is able to, like, output these damage ticks that just fucking wipe. So that was my setup. It's like I have influence on enough weapons, exalted weapons, that I wanted to take advantage of that where I could, and I really feel like I did. Number 1 most used weapon in the game, Kuva Nukor, still as goated as ever. Number 6 on the list. The 6th strongest. Also, I have not burned Void Traces in 1,000 million years, so I've been wasting them like crazy. I am a stupid motherfucker. Have you not done the invert tap hold? Does that work on is it on a per frame basis, or is it just universal? Because for the most part, whenever it's a choice between a tap hold, I'm generally fine with having to hold it. I am fine with chat. I don't know if you know this. It's on a per frame basis. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you go into the setting and you can change it. Okay, that's good. I'll change that. That's what I was always wondering. Yeah, I've always been fine with casting things a little bit slower. I guess, yeah, it was powerful enough that I was generally only ever casting it once. You know what I mean? I was hitting it once to kill the Thrax and all the enemies near it. You know, but I am glad to hear that. Is it in the settings? Like you go and right click on it or whatever and you can change it per frame? How does that work? Right, now you're seeing it, man. As always, dang, I need to do that. Yep. Accessibility, I think. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's goated. I'll take that. Yeah, there's definitely a couple. It has made me think, yeah, like if I use, oh yeah, it's like it's just a toggle, like the FPS counter. Oh, okay, I got you. Wait, but then, so then how is it how is it per frame basis? So it's not like a universal toggle. You, like how do you select it for each frame?
Open the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take.
Because yeah, there's definitely a lot of abilities where I also prefer it like at its default. So it's like, I know I need to look into the settings a little bit. That's always been a thing that I am reminded about. Is like, oh, I should go in and check and see if there's other stuff that I can modify. I'm glad that I'm running smoother. I will say that's a number 1 thing, is we are actually cruising a little bit better, so that feels good. Oh, there's a separate toggle for each frame. Okay, I got you. So you just been holding Gara's 1? Yeah. Dude, you're casting Gara's 1 50% slower? Yeah, I'm fine with it. As you can tell, chat, it was never a big deal for me if I'm just learning about it now. Yeah. Holy shit. You've been living like a caveman. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm glad the stream is working again. Doesn't really matter if everything dies. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like I was never too hard pressed to being able to cast it a little bit faster and a little bit easier. I was always like, oh wow, I guess I'm moving a little bit slower. But yeah, it was an ability that the way I have it built, I am waiting. You know, I'm using it as a melee attack actually, and I'm just straight up like killing everything in front of me. And I found that I was generally in a similar situation as the heavy slam, where I was just going around all goofy like. But oh, 285, dude, we're pretty close to the curve. We're about at 100 kpm, so I wonder if we can keep this up. This is a good tile to spawn into. So clutch moment here. Been holding cast lots of abilities for years anyway. Yeah, exactly what I mean. Like most of the time I'm like, it's not really the end of the world for me. Like I don't find it to be the biggest downside, but thank you for telling me. I appreciate you sharing the good word. Enervate with Nukor on your early prime will be stupidly funny. Oh yeah. Yeah, and the interesting, I mean, obviously like the Ureli crit chance buff won't really do much because it's like modded crit chance. At least I think it's modded crit. The 200% additive crit chance would be really criminal, and I don't think it's that. But it should be modded crit chance, so it'll get you like to like 11% crit chance or something on the Kuva Nukor. But yeah, the damage vulnerability, that's what I mean, is like goated as fuck. And the fact that the bubbles are so close range, I was actually just spamming Aqua Blade so easily, so it was pretty good. 388, we're doing pretty good on KPM. I'm liking it. Oh, I don't think. Did I start the recording? I
Sentient
was still
scouts.
recording. Okay,
If
sorry.
they detect you,
Check that
fighters
real
will
quick.
soon attack.
If you throw on secondary surge, then you can get a. Oh my god. You can get 1 damage tick that does this much damage. Is that the one? Is secondary surge? Is that the one? You can do so much damage for 1 tick.
Look out for troopers.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, but here, let's test this. I don't think Nukor does very well against an Acolyte. I don't think it does crazy damage. Yeah, you can see it's a little bit slow. A little bit slow. Oh, he's Mania. Oh, shit. Oh, do that continuously, though?
The longer you
Which
hold
one
on,
is
the
Sentient Surge? Is that the one that we were talking about earlier? The one that gives you that? It'll do that continuously, though? Oh, because you'll just keep clicking the... How does it work? Yeah, if that is the arcane that I was thinking of, then you'll have to enlighten me on the secret hack. Yeah, would it count a single damage tick of Kuva Nukor? I mean, I guess I could look it up, but yeah, I mean, here, let's take a peek. Let's. I mean, we'll finish it out and then we'll take a peek and we'll see. We'll kill the Thorax. Cooked. Oh! I felt that. Somebody lasered me in the face for sure. Oh, nice, but I was back from that. Oh, and he's cooked. Oh, so he's gone. Yeah, that one's on me, chat. So I was right. I never said I had a great memory. What? The streamer Yapatron 5000 has a better memory than the chatter? What? That's crazy. Sentient Surge on Ocucor. It reloads on kills, so... No, he's talking about Secondary Surge. He's talking about Secondary Surge, the Arcane, which is basically like Ballistic Battery on Mesa. But yeah, there you go. There's your answer. Got you there. Nice. All right, well, that's all I got for you, chat. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, oh, I have a video going up this Friday. I have the Coda Basisist video going up this Friday. And then yeah, I've got a Discord that you can join. Links are wherever you need them. I got that stuff all set up. It's in my profile. It's on the description. It's in the about section on Twitch. You can also do exclamation point Discord. In the Discord, there is a raffle going on once a month. So when you join the Discord, you're entered in automatically. And then for future months, you just have to say hi. You just have to talk. And I have a little program where I can snag every username from every person that's been talking. And then, hey, but I guess you just get a warning. I do what I must. Stop spamming caps, yeah. I wonder if you just get a warning forever and then they delete this message. Might be able to make Nukor hit a 1 mil tick, yeah. A single tick for 1 mil. Anyway, yeah, so the raffle, you're automatically entered when you join for the first time, and then all you have to do is show up and say hi, and if you send a message in Discord for that month, then you will be entered in for that month. You can also submit to the community showcase and be entered in for multiple months. So if you submit multiple builds or whatever, and then also when you do submit to the community showcase, you will get a second entrance into the raffle. So like, for example, Harsh, who submits something every single month, he's going to be entered in twice into the wheel. So he has double the likelihood to win compared to everybody else. So I was really appreciative for Harsh for cluing me into that take, and I really enjoyed that. So that's what we're going to be doing from now on. So you guys who are submitting to the showcase and, you know, doing it in the submissions tab and, you know, being like, here's what I want you to showcase, or just being like, hey, I want you to showcase this, and then I can link it in the submissions. Like making some way that like, okay, this is what I want to show. I'm going to start linking some of your guys' builds as well. But it acts like a base damage. Multi-shot is multiplicative to base damage percentage. Yep. Nukor is beam. Yeah. All right. Well, appreciate Lua for dropping the math bomb, but that's all I got for you. Stream is working again. Stream is also running better. Warframe is running better. So I really hope you had a good time. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, I do appreciate if you drop a like. It does help out the video in the future. I appreciate everybody who stuck around for quite a while in the YouTube video. Thank you guys, and appreciate everybody for sticking around on Twitch as well. So thank you for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be back tomorrow for more classic gameplay. So without further ado, I hope you had a great night. Take care. I'm out of here. Bye.